Welcome to English Virtual Class, children. Today I'm going to take up the grammar topic subject-verb agreement. What does it mean? The verb has to agree with the subject in number and person. Subjects are generally nouns or pronouns. Okay, the nouns or pronouns, we have to write a verb after the nouns or pronouns. Okay, so the verb based on the subject used, it has to agree with the subject, right? So the verb has to agree with the subject in number and person. Number is singular or plural. Person is first person, second person and third person. First person singular is I, first person plural is we. Second person singular and plural are both you. Third person singular is he, she and it, and third person plural is they. When we look at the table, we find that all these pronouns, that is I, you, he, she, it, we, you and they, okay, except the third person singular, all the other personal pronouns will be using the verbs without s. Okay, for example, the verb without s is help. With s is that is V1 plus S helps. So only for third person singular we use V1 plus S. For example, he or she helps. All the other personal pronouns will take a singular or plural verb but without S. So that is the basic rule. Okay, the basic rule also tells us that the singular noun or pronoun will be taking a singular verb and plural noun or pronoun will be taking a plural verb, right? So the subjects and verbs must agree, okay, in both person and also number, right? A singular subject needs a singular verb and a plural subject needs a plural verb, right? Now coming to the rules, okay, when we have a subject, okay, that is noun or pronouns, it is joined by and, but it is referring to the same person, then we are going to use a singular verb. As in the example, author and publisher is referring to one single person, that is Mr. Sahni. That is why we use the verb is, okay. But if the author and publisher are two different persons, then we use a plural verb. That's why in the second sentence we find the author and publisher were called for a meeting, while in the first sentence author and publisher is referring to one single person. That is why singular verb is used, right? Coming to the next rule, when two nouns convey the same meaning or express one single idea, then a single verb is used. For example, the comfort and luxury provided by the machines has made people lazy. Okay, the comfort and luxury are the two nouns. They provide or they convey one single idea. Okay, convey the same meaning. That is why the verb has been used but not have, since they have to be considered as one single idea, right? When we look at the last example, you'll understand better. Milk and cereals is the best breakfast for kids. Though we have two different nouns there, milk and cereals, we are not using the verb are. Instead, we are using a singular verb is, because both convey one single idea. So you have some other examples too over here, like the second one, her hard work and dedication has paid off. Going to a beach and making sand castles is my idea of a perfect holiday. Simple living and high thinking was Gandhiji's philosophy. Coming to the next rule here. So in the words such as neither, either, each, everyone, one of the, much, little, less, all these definitely will take singular verbs. See the examples. Neither of the two brothers was selected for the team. The mistake we do commonly is when we look at the noun brothers, immediately we start writing are or were, because brothers is plural. But when such nouns are connected with neither, either, each, everyone, etc., we need to use singular verb. That's why Neither of the two brothers was selected for the team. Coming to the second example, either of the two is acceptable. Again, singular verb is. Each one is fantastic. Everyone whom we invited has turned up. Has again is singular verb, right? Only one of the 5 contestants is going to win the prize, not are. Much of my hard work is already done. Thanks to metro rail, less of my time is wasted in commuting now. Coming to the next rule, okay, when the words such as none, a lot of, a great deal of, plenty of, and most of, etc., we find in the sentences, then we use both singular and plural verbs. If it is referring to the amount, then we are going to use singular verb. If it is referring to a number, then we are going to use a plural verb. Okay, so when we look at the first example, none of the work was completed. Okay, so the work is nothing but amount or quantity, so we need to write a singular verb. And when we look at the next example, none of the strategies have worked. Strategies is a number, so we need to write a plural verb. So these words, they take both singular and plural verbs. If it is referring to amount or quantity, then we are going to use a singular verb. But if it is referring to a number, then we are going to use a plural verb. When we look at the some more examples, you will understand better. A lot of energy, it is amount, was wasted on finding the treasure. A lot of books can be counted. It is a countable noun. It is a number. Have been, have is a plural verb. Have been written on home remedies. A variety of music, okay, it is uncountable noun. So we use singular verb is. Next, you see a variety of music albums, countable noun. So we use a plural verb are, right? A plenty of help has been offered to the poor family. Help is a quantity or amount. Plenty of trees, again trees are a number, that is countable noun. So we use a plural verb. Now coming to the next rule. Here, when a subject of a sentence consists of 2 nouns or pronouns and are joined with as well as or with, the verb agrees with the first noun. So we have here 2 nouns or subjects. The engineer, his 2 subordinates. Okay, we have 2 nouns connected or joined by as well as. When we have 2 nouns, the general or basic rule is we need to use a plural verb. But when they are joined by as well as or with, we are going to use a singular verb, right? And the verb has to agree with the first subject. What is the first subject? The first subject is engineer. Engineer is singular, so we use a singular verb. Again, Anshu as well as the other members of her family. Now the second noun is other members of family. Though it is a plural noun, we will not use a plural verb because it is connected with as well as, and the verb will agree with the first noun, which is Anshu, and that is a singular person, right? That is why we use the verb is. Coming to the third example, I as well as Swati am going for a picnic. It is the same over here. I is singular and it agrees with the first noun. Since I is the first noun, we need to use the verb am. I am going for a picnic. The doctor with his interns. Doctor and interns are the 2 different nouns joined by with, and the verb has to agree with the first noun, that is a doctor. So the doctor has reached the operation theatre. The child with his parents, the first noun is child, so the child is waiting outside the principal's office. Coming to the next rule. Here we have when 2 subjects of a sentence are joined by not only but also either or and neither nor, the verb agrees with the latter subject. Latter means the second noun. It is exactly the reverse case. In the previous rule, we have found that the verb agrees with the first subject when it is joined by as well as or with. Here, when the subjects are joined by not only but also either or and neither nor, the verb will agree with the second subject or the latter subject, or the verb agrees with the subject which is very close to it, right? Not only your certificate, but your marks also are important. So what is the second subject? Marks. Marks is plural. So we need to write are. Either my friend or I'm going to buy this book. What is the second noun or the subject? It is I. So you have to write am. Neither Ritu nor her friends are willing to participate. Her friends is a second noun. So the verb will agree with the second subject or noun. So we will write are. Coming to the next one, some nouns are plural in form. That means they appear as if they are plural, but they are singular in meaning. As in the case of the subjects physics, statistics. When we see the letter S, we think it is a plural form, but it is a subject. So we need to write a singular verb. See the examples. Physics is considered to be a tough subject. Billiards is a game. Though you have the letter S, it is not plural. It is a game, one single game. So you need to write is. At the same time, some nouns, though they appear singular in form but plural in meaning. For example, people. Though we don't have S over there, people is nothing but plural. So we need to write the plural verb. The cattle. Cattle also is plural, isn't it? So we need to write a plural verb. So the cattle were driven to the farm. The people of the locality are protesting against frequent power cuts. Now coming to the nouns like the following. Okay, scissors, tweezers, trousers, pants, shears. Shears are big sized scissors. Okay, they are used to cut the plants in the garden, right? So all these will all, though since they are made of two parts, always take a plural verb. Okay, they always take a plural verb, right? So you need to write, you know, the scissors are very sharp. Okay, so they always take a plural verb. But the same thing, if there is a pair in front of scissors, then we are going to use a singular verb. For example, this pair of scissors is very sharp. Okay, like this you have another example, socks. Okay, when just socks is there, you need to write my socks are very tight. Are. My new pair of socks is very tight. Okay, when pair is there, we need to use a singular verb, but only the noun is used like socks or scissors or tweezers, then we need to, okay, use a plural verb. Fine. Now coming to the collective nouns, all these collective nouns mostly use a singular verb. Okay, a committee, team, family, all this. Okay, the family is enjoying. Okay, the family is watching a movie, right? The class is, very silent. So we use a singular verb for this collective noun. So collective noun is actually a group of things. Though it is more than one person, since it is a collective noun, we have to use a singular verb, right? But some collective nouns, we need to use both singular and plural verbs. Like, we use a singular verb when we think of a collective noun as a whole. It is conveying one single idea, right? But when it is about the members of the collective noun, when they are taken differently and individually, then we use a plural verb. See the example. The team, when you consider it as a single, as a whole, then we need to write has. The team has chalked out a strategy to defeat the opponent. The team were divided on the playing strategy. There we are taking the members of the team, okay, individually. That's why we had used the plural verb. For example, the jury were divided in their verdict. Okay, it is a plural because we are talking about the different members of the jury. Jury is nothing but a group of judges. The jury was prompt in acquitting the innocent person. Here the jury has been taken as a whole, a single unit. So we use a singular verb, right? Then coming to the expressions of time, money, weight and distance. Okay, they are singular. even if the form is plural. Okay, 2 years is a long time to wait, so we use a singular verb. $1 million was given back to the owner. Okay, so though we have dollars over there, we need to use a singular verb, right? 100 rupees is not a big amount for him. Next, when the amount of money refers to separate units, the verb is plural. Like, 5 25 centavo coins. So coins is plural. We will write plural verb were. Then 60 100 peso bills were added to the budget. So bills is plural. So we will write plural verb, right? Then coming to the last rule, when the word is preceded by a, it takes a plural verb. When it is preceded by the, it takes a singular verb. See here, a number of students are waiting outside. Okay, the number of students outside is not recorded at. Okay, so these are the different rules, children. With this, I'm going to end my virtual class or session. Okay, I'll be meeting you in my next virtual class. Till then, goodbye.